Welcome back to Tempa Customs, and on this episode, hopefully a super quick, easy episode. I am driving Katie's 2019 Chevy Equinox, and it has the auto start-stop feature, and in this particular vehicle there's no way to turn that off. There's no button that shuts off the auto start-stop. And what I have learned is that it's kind of a pain to get to the starter since I've already had to replace it. And because this is an all-wheel drive Equinox, the way to get to the starter is you have to remove the transfer case. It just shut off. So I'm counting how many times this thing shuts off in a basic trip. So that's once. So yeah, to get this starter out of this vehicle, it was a weekend process. It was an all-day Saturday and most of Sunday to get the transfer case out, put a new starter in, and then reinstall the transfer case, and then refill it with fluids and all that kind of fun stuff. So we found a little dongle wire thing. Supposedly it's supposed to solve that problem and allow you to shut off the auto start stop, and we're gonna see if it works. Now there is a way to get around it, and I'll show you that once I count how many times this does in a basic drive, how many times this starter has to do its job of restarting. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to do today. It's just a little wire that goes in underneath the by the grill, by where the hood opens, from what I looked at. So this shouldn't be very difficult, and it's not supposed to affect any of the other computer issues, so it should just be a plug-and-play thing. But we're going to find out. So let me get to where I'm headed today this morning, and I will count up how many times the auto start stop happens. That was 2. Got lucky at this one because the light just changed. That would have been 1, but we got lucky. Again, lucky on that one. The light turned green. I'm just hitting them good today. It's actually unbelievable. I'm probably gonna hit this one as well. And that's crazy. Nope, no, I'm not. Engine off. Stop for an ambulance, and that auto start stop kicked in. So that's 3 times the starter has restarted on this trip so far. And shut down. And something as simple as this stop here is going to shut it off as I come to a stop in no parking spot. Stop, auto, and then as soon as I put it into park, it fires back up again. So again, an unnecessary, in my opinion, auto start stop. So I've run my errand and I'm back out to the car, and in the parking lot I didn't do the manual shut off of the auto start stop, and in a couple spots I've driven just in the parking lot, it's turned on and off like 3 or 4 times. So, but there is a way around it if this little dongle doesn't work, or you don't want to get the dongle but you still want to bypass the auto start stop. Here's how you do it. On the brake, shift, all the way to the L, and then on your screen there it says L1. Come down here and you just push the plus button till that says L9. See, I can adjust it. Maybe just go to L9. Now the auto start stop won't shut off. So no matter what I do, the engine's always going to run, and the starter won't keep kicking on and off. The downside to this is that if you have, number one, it takes a little while to remember to do that, and two, if you have somebody else driving it, like one of the kids, and they don't drive it often, they never do this, and then your starter's always doing its thing. I get that we're defeating the purpose of the eco-friendly, saving the environment, more emissions thing, but when you have to get a starter out of this thing, and again, it was the transfer case that had to be removed because it's blocking. On a front-wheel drive only, it's probably way easier, but on the all-wheel drive, the starter motor is sandwiched between the transfer case and the engine. You cannot get to it without removing the transfer case, which means the axles have to come off, and I had to blow apart both. I think I had to blow apart both front steering assemblies. I had to take off the suspension arms, and it was just a headache to get to a starter, which is going to be a wear item, especially on a vehicle like this, where it's got the auto start stop is happening all the time. I'm going to drive back home now, and I'm going to take one road different, because we actually got here pretty lucky with missing the majority of every single light, or getting through every single light. I'm going to go one road different, which is still pretty much a direct route home, and count how many times, and we'll get an average, not an average, but I'll be able to count on an average drive how many times the auto start stop actually does kick in. And yeah, we'll get an idea. Just got back home, and again, like somehow I missed like the majority of the lights that we always hit. And but even then, I still, between leaving the parking lot of where I was to getting here, the auto start stop went off 5 times. So 5 times between there and here, the Equinox restarted itself. And you can say, well, that's not a big deal. Basically the total amount of times that it restarted itself was 10 times between me leaving here and me coming back. And again, I got through way more lights than I was expecting to. That number could have easily been doubled by the amount of lights that I got green. But again, 10 times the starter had to start, and I drove 12 miles round trip. So almost, again, even with missing or getting through a bunch of green lights, the starter restarted itself almost once for every mile I drove. And that's just a lot of work for a starter. And I know people will say, well, those starters were designed to do that. They're not the same as the starters in your 80s, 90s cars. This is what they're designed to do. It looked like a normal starter to me. I mean, when I replaced it, it didn't look like anything different. Again, maybe internally it's built stronger, different, whatever. This vehicle's got a little over 80,000 miles on it, and putting a starter into it. Is it a huge deal? One starter and 80,000 miles, or now the second starter? Probably not. If it was in a normal location where you could easily swap a starter into it, I wouldn't care. Honestly, I wouldn't even be doing this video. Probably if it was the starter on the front side of the engine where there's nothing there and you can easily just 2 bolts, take a starter out, throw a new starter in. This vehicle isn't like that, and because of the amount of required work to put a wear item into, because it's going to be a wear item, I'm hoping to be able to disable the auto start stop. So let me get the little piece of wire and let me figure out how to do this. I think there came with a little instruction thing on where it goes, and see if we can disable this auto start stop. Wow, that's hot. Because the radiator or the intake hose is there, whatever. This should go pretty quick. This is the little dongle thing we got. Got a little QR code to show you where to install it. And it's 4 pictures. And it's this plug on the Equinox right here, according to what they say. I'll bring you in a little closer to it. So right here by the latch, we're just going to undo that and undo that. This matches the same plugs. Doesn't feel like I'm catching that one right. Like one of those is not going to go in all the way. Come on. Let's try this side. That snapped in right. The one on the outside is bent down just a smidge. I can feel it. It's not catching right. Or I'm going in backwards. I could just be putting it in backwards. And that supposedly is it. That should kill the auto start stop. We will take it for a drive and find out. The little wire dongle is installed. And we'll go for a quick drive here and see if it solved the problem. If that solves the problem, it was literally a 30-second job if you have the plug turned the right way. Coming to our first stop. And we are still in drive. There's a chance that the Equinox hasn't warmed up yet, because if the auto start stop doesn't work if the vehicle isn't warmed up all the way, so there's a chance we'll let it warm up a little bit more and see what it does. Definitely should be warmed up enough. Again, I just had it out, and we're coming to another stop sign, and it's still running. So that's exactly what we wanted to have happen. And the most important thing is that it doesn't throw an error code or an engine light, which it hasn't, and it should have by now. If it was going to, I would have thought. We'll let it, obviously, I'm not going to take it back out unless it causes a problem, and hopefully it won't cause any problems. So I'm thinking that this is a win and a super easy solution for the auto start stop. Yeah, I mean, I'll put the link for the part that we got on Amazon in the description. It was like $12, and it's just a wire. I don't know what it does. I should actually look at that wire to see what it's doing. If it's crossing or changing pins, which it might be changing some pins. I don't know. I didn't really look at it that close to see what it was doing to cause this, because again, they're small wires, not even big wires. They're probably like, I don't know, 16, 18 gauge wire. So I don't know what it's doing to cause it to turn off the auto start stop, but it did. Again, coming to another stop. Yeah, that's definitely a fix, or a bypass. Whatever you want to call, whether it's a fix or a bypass. With that, we will end this super quick episode. That went start to finish as it was supposed to go, which rarely happens, but we will end this episode. And if you want to bypass your auto start stop on an Equinox, there you go. So thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a great week.